Hey Chickadees, this is Robin. When Dee Dee asked me if I would do a live reading for one of her books, of course, I must have been drunk, but I immediately said yes without realizing that we had been on lockdown for so long in Washington that I have a root line on my hair as long as the Canal River. So I thought, how am I going to make this work? And then I decided, with the help of my son, to do a little artistic flair. So we're going to do reading by the fire with Robin. And I promise I'm going to try my best not to use that reading by the fire with Robin voice. But anyway, she didn't even have to ask me what book I was going to read because she knew that Dare is my book husband and that I was absolutely going to read something from Truth or Dare. Truth or Dare starts out right after Tommy and Tia's wedding. We all know that Papa Ferrano was a complete piece of shit. Because I mean, what other way says I love you, son, more than giving your son a sex slave? So Dare is going over to collect the girl, bring her back, try to get her to safety without causing problems, without getting anyone killed, and things like that. So I've picked bits and pieces of this book to read so that you can get an understanding of the book, but yet not give any secrets or ruin the book for people who haven't read it. So we're going to start out with part of the prologue. Recently, my father died. He was a hardened criminal and duplicitous liar. He was also a known wise guy that was part of something larger and more evil than any of us realized. After he died, I took it upon myself to legitimize and then sell the family business so that I and the rest of my siblings could move on. But little did I know, before his death, he had started the ball rolling on giving me the same kind of gift he had given my older brother. When news of this gift arrived on my doorstep, my already chaotic world was turned on its axis. So that was kind of the prologue where he gets notice that he's got the girl. I'm going to now read a little part where you get a little bit into the mind of Felicia, what she's feeling like and waiting for. I was going to meet my master and future husband today. It'd been almost 2 months. They were weird weeks of not being Felicia, weird weeks of being no one, just this shadow at Cruna with the black X on her throat. I'd be assessed through spending time with him for a few days here, and then he would either take me with him or leave me here for some additional training wherever he saw deficiencies. Or he'd reject me and they'd choose someone else for him. This was my one chance. If it didn't happen, I would not get another. Failure was not an option. So as you can tell, she's really wanting to get out of there. So she's hoping this guy comes and kind of is, at least sees something within her that he likes and takes her with him. So now I'm going to go to the part where they spend their very first night together. Might as well get some shut-eye. I'm zonked from the flight. She hesitated and then said, okay, softly. I climbed into the bed under the covers and said, you can crash. I wasn't sure at first why she was still sitting there at the end of the bed, but then realized she was waiting for me to tell her what I wanted her to do. I reached for the lamp, but she got up and then laid down on the floor beside my bed before I could get the light flicked off. What are you doing? I looked down at her. She had put her hands folded in prayer position under a cheek and was laying on the floor without a pillow or blanket. She was in my t-shirt. It had ridden up and I caught sight of the fact that she wasn't wearing panties. I pushed the unholy thoughts away, not looking, determined not to let myself feel anything but disgusted because this girl was clearly behaving the way she had been brainwashed to behave. She sat up quickly. I'm so sorry. Whatever you need, master, I wasn't sure. She stood up and climbed over me in the bed, and while hovering over me, quickly whipped the t-shirt off, laid down on her back beside me, spread-eagled, totally nude. Whoa, what the fuck? I was completely taken aback. I looked at the ceiling. Please enlighten me as to your needs, Dare. I want to make you happy. I could sense her fear, and it was escalating. I'm tired, Felicia. I'm in need of sleep. She went to leave the bed. I caught her wrist. Where are you going? Would you like me to return to my room, or would you like me to sleep on the floor, or... She looked a bit lost. It's okay. Chill out, I said, looking her in the face, not looking at her body, trying really hard not to look at her body. Sorry. Stop fucking apologizing, I bit off. She flinched, and I felt like shit. I'm sorry, I told her, looking in her eyes. She looked baffled. Tell me what's on your mind, Felicia. Talk to me here. We need to communicate. I'm just trying to figure out how to please you, master. I'm accustomed to being directed. I gritted my teeth. Just lay down and go to sleep in the bed. I have no expectations of you right now. I pulled the comforter back and motioned for her to get under, trying really fucking hard to not look at her nudity. She looked shell-shocked. What? I snapped. Am I not, did I do something wrong? I clenched my teeth and decided I needed to play things carefully here. I planned to get through this unscathed, to get out of here and then figure out our next move. No, Felicia, nothing's wrong. I'm tired from the trip. We'll have plenty of time to get acquainted better later. There, that should do it. Are you sure you don't want me to take care of you, Dare? She asked huskily, and the change in her tone made the hairs on my arms and the back of my neck rise. I'm good, I mumbled. Put the t-shirt back on. She reached over and found it. I flicked the lamp off and squeezed my eyes shut, tight. I rolled over so that my back was to her. Okay, so now you guys can get a sense of what a really good guy Dare is. I mean, you know, she's willing to offer anything, and he's basically like, yeah, that's not happening. So because I'm a giver and because I really like you girls, I'm not going to leave you high and dry. I did choose a part to read, one of the sexier parts, and these are hard to read. They're hard to read because you're just not used to reading them out loud. But anyway, so here you go, little treat to end my reading. I was dreaming of her. She was riding me, her gorgeous hair spilling around her shoulders, her beautiful tits bouncing, her eyes on me and filled with want. I'm all yours, master, forever, and for anything your heart desires, she had huskily said in the dream, and it sounded so hot, so fucking hot. I had one of her hips in my hand, and the index finger of my other hand was looped through the dangling heart pendant, holding on. In the dream, I bounced her on my cock. Fuck, it felt good. Somehow I knew I was dreaming and had a lucid thought that it felt too intense and real to be a dream. My eyes bolted open, and that's when I realized she was under the blankets and she had my cock in her mouth. She had me deep and she was applying the perfect amount of suction. Fuck. I had her hair wrapped around my fist. Felicia, I rasped, stop. She kept going, sucking me deeper. Fuck, that felt good. I had to make her stop. Fuck, Felicia, stop, goddammit. Because I had her hair, I pulled her back rougher than I intended. She had a look of shock on her face. Get off me, I croaked. She moved off me with her eyes downcast. I got out of the bed, pulling my underwear up as I stood. She must have pulled them down enough to get my cock out. Fuck. Down, boy. Sorry, boy. My cock was so fucking pissed at me. What the fuck? I bit off. Her mouth opened and she looked mortified. Her face was beet red. What the fuck? I had to lock my rage down. And now it was 6 in the fucking morning and we were out of here today. I just wanted to. She was trembling like a leaf. Stop. I halted her by raising a palm. Don't finish. She cowered at my hand going up. Fuck. She thought I was going to hit her. I stormed into the bathroom and slammed the door. Yesterday's cracked drywall was already staring at me. I couldn't hit the wall again. Fuck. Okay, so that's the ending. I'm finished up with my reading. I hope you guys got a sense of 1, what a great guy Dare was, 2, why I love him so much, and 3, how awesome and sexy this book is. And so what I'd like for you to do is make sure you read The Dominator first, because it gives you background. You need it. You need to read it before you go into this book. At least that's my opinion. 2, I'd love for you guys to fall in love with Dare because he is just so freaking hot and awesome. And 3, fall in love from a distance because, I'm a little possessive of my man. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this, and one of the other girls will take over soon.